Hey, welcome to November's Secret Writers Showcase. This month we have poetry, stories, scripts from Wigan and Lee's finest community writers. Don't forget, if you're watching on Facebook Live, say hi in the comments, or watching on YouTube, just leave a few words for our writers because it really means a lot. Now, get a brew, settle back in your armchair and enjoy. First up, we have two poems from a writer who was watching at home, and he emailed me to say, can I be included? And he sent me some fabulous poems for adults and for children and the young at heart. Here he is. It's Ray Douglas.
Oh, don't you mind me. I was in a world of my own, lost in a dreamland, in my own special zone. 'Cause there are places I go to, so many for sure. Some for the first time, some again like before. Like when I go floating above the earth up in space, looking down on the world and a whole human race. Or when I'm in the woods with the pixies and elves and the magical fairies who can speak to themselves. Or when I go drifting all alone out to sea, there are nothing but dolphins swimming with me. Or in a house made of chocolate, where the windows are sweets, the tables are toffees, and there are candy floss seats. So if ever you see me, and I seem far away, I could be lost in a world, but I'll be okay. But why don't you try it if you need time alone? Close your eyes, disappear to a world of your own.
Can I have your homework, please?
The teacher asked each kid. I knew I had to do it, but I guess I never did. But this is not the first time that my homework has been missed. I'll need an explanation, but that's okay, I've got a list. I've used the one about the dog, how it had eaten up my book. I've used the one about the wind which blew my work beneath a truck. I've used the one about the rain, how it had washed away the words. I've used the one about the time I was attacked by scary birds. Now with teacher fast approaching, I realise my list is through, and I panic just a little, wondering what to do. The teacher says,
Homework, please, and this time tell the truth.
And I say, the fairy must have took it when she came for my front tooth.
Thank you, Ray, for sharing your talent to make us feel good on these dark evenings. Next up, we have Sue Lewis. I met Sue about 6 years ago at Sunshine Writers, and she's taking the brave step to share 3 of her pieces with the world.
This is the shortest poem I've ever written. It's called The Tinned Sponge Pudding. Tinned sponge pudding, shared between 4, then only 3, bigger portions for 2, sadly now only me. Thanks. This is a poem about the environment. I've not given us a title yet. Long on slag heaps, unhealthy air, rivers and blokes cleaner, folk who rarely care. New roads, houses, industrial units being built. How can the planners live with their guilt? Open green spaces shrinking. Don't understand their thinking. Dwindling safe areas for children to play. That's progress for you at the end of the day. Experts' concerns, children's health and well-being. Proof is there, not disagreeing. Clean up the air, plant more trees. This will help rid pollution and save the bees. All have responsibility for nature and living things. Meadows, streams, woods, all creatures with wings. Don't ignore it, it won't go away. Sadly, future generations are going to pay. Thanks. Oh, I'd just like to finish it on something a bit more cheerful and hopeful in these horrible times. And it's called The Best Things. I sort of try and keep reminding myself of this when feeling up and down with the COVID situation. The best things are having nothing to do, undisturbed while on the loo. Countryside walks on a summer day, watching the farmers gather hay. The best things are meeting up with a friend, weeping at a sad movie until the end, feeling no guilt when committing sins, as in Slim and World. New Year's resolution, a fresh diet begins. The best things are cuddles, a hug and a kiss, feeling strong and confident when someone is taking the piss, feeling inspired, creative and alive, having your first glass of wine before 5. The best things are releasing your inner child, hop, skimp and jump, running wild. Gym jams on, the evening starts, alone feet up watching the final of the darts. I don't think so. Thanks.
Yay! Thank you, Sue. There's something quite sad about the idea of eating a tin of Heinz spotted dick on your own, but then you don't get lockdown cheeks like this with a bit of decadence, do you? Okay, thanks, Sue. Next up, we have Mr. Ken Scally. What a man. What a musician. He's heavily involved with Coppell Folk Festival and just a general good egg. He starts with Benidorm, goes via the moon and ends up at the mill. Enjoy.
My name's Ken Scally. I'm active on the Wigan music scene, and I'm also a member of the Sunshine Writers. And I'm going to showcase some of my writing work today. We'll start off with a short story, which is based on some of the ridiculous attitudes which English people have when they're abroad in the Spanish costas. And it goes like this. Karaoke at the Pride of the North by Ken Scally. Burly retired raceman Willie Eckerslike shuffled and grunted to the stage for his turn at the All-Star Karaoke at the Pride of the North bar in Benidorm. Billy went to Benidorm every year without fail. He stayed in the same old hotel, Los Paralytics de Mar, with his wife and youngest lad Norman, who was a shy young fellow of 37, also their Maureen, her husband Bobby, and their 2 reprobates, Tyrone and Errol, and Grandad, who did nothing but mourn because the pubs didn't sell mild. Watch what you're doing, you big daft apeth. You're not in your all-inclusive now, said a disgruntled customer, as a river of Cerveza San Alfonso cascaded into his lap from the upturned glass. Willie's shuffling frame had almost knocked the table over. What's up? They'll wash, you soft beggar. You'd best send another one over when you've sung your song, you clumsy... Willie just grunted. Willie loved Benidorm, although he couldn't understand why they let the Spanish tourists in and let all those Spanish people work in the bars and hotels. They couldn't speak English, cook proper bacon and pull a decent pint. Not like the lovely barmaids in the Pig and Dead Ferret back home in Wigan. But still, it was sunny and there weren't too many Germans. Willie reached the stage without further incident and was approached by the DJ, Earl Harrington, alias Melvin Thistlesplate from Barnsley, sporting his curly perm and his spray tan. He loved working in Benidorm because it was full of people from Lancashire and Yorkshire and no one else could understand a word he said. He smiled at Willie, which momentarily blinded him. The Earl had just had his teeth whitened and they had caught the reflection of the glitter ball dangling from the ceiling. His grey roots were showing through the Grecian 2000 and he resembled a cross between an aging glam rocker and Dracula. What have you got for us tonight, Willie? Said the affable master of ceremonies. Bridge over troubled water, Earl. It reminds me of the Canal Bridge at Wigan Pier. Ladies and gentlemen, Willie Eckerslike singing Bridge Over Troubled Water, one of the greatest hits of that American fella, Simon Garfunkel. Half the audience applauded, the rest went next door to catch up with Sky Sports. Willie had a lovely voice until he started singing. His dulcet tones could charm the birds out the trees, and did it force them to migrate early. Anyway, he got shut of them. Willie grumpily snatched the mic from Melvin. The orchestral strains began. Willie's voice missed the intro completely. He was out of tune, out of time and out of audience. The remaining patrons had quickly joined the others watching Sky Sports at the Old Bull and Bush, leaving Willie's family alone at the bar. They supped up when Billy had finished and made their way back to the all-inclusive at the Los Paralytics de Mar. Melvin, Earl Harrington, quickly sent a runner to the old bull and bush to let them know Willie had gone. As they slowly walked back to the hotel, Willie turned round to Ada, his long-suffering spouse. You know, Ada, I don't think that lot appreciate good music. Ada carried on, oblivious to his words. Ada, are you listening? Sorry, love, did you say something? I still have my earplugs in. This here plays havoc with me tinnitus. You know what Dr. Singh said about my delicate eardrums? They got back to Lost Paralytic's all-inclusive happy hour, which had been going on since dinner time. They made their way to the bar, deftly stepping over a group of Glaswegians who had been supping Cerveza de Costa with Fundador chasers all day. Willie reached the bar. Manuel, 6 bottles of Cerveza de Costa. Meanwhile, Tyrone and Errol had been to the room to get the latest money-making scam, the Cockroach Grand National. All week they had been hunting and capturing the biggest and fittest cockroaches they could find. They gave them names such as Arkle, Red Rum, Sea Biscuit and Boris Johnson, then put sticker labels on the poor creatures' wings as name badges. The boys had made a track from the old paperback books from the hotel lounge bookcase. The athletic insects were in a large Tupperware with holes, which Tyrone had meant with the flick knife he had bought from a joke shop. They called for last bets, called the cockroaches to started orders. The box was put on its side on the track, and the lid was lifted clinically and expertly, reminiscent of the trapdoors at Haydock Park. It was pandemonium. The cockroaches must have misunderstood the instructions in English. They ran everywhere apart from down the track. Women screamed, burly men ran like bloody hell. Chairs and tables fell. There was so much ale swirling around the floor, you could have swum for the exit. Luckily, most of the cockroaches made it to the patio doors and into the garden led by David Cameron. The few that didn't were washed down the drains, where they most likely would find new cockroach partners and live happily ever after. Willie smiled for the first time in a fortnight, or was it just wind? He shuffled to the bar where Manuel and Miguel were gaping like a pair of prize chubs in an angling club's display case. Another 6 bottles, Manuel. My table got knocked over. Aye, lads will be lads. Willie shuffled back to the dry bit in the corner, his ale ration replenished. Manuel, he's just booked in for a month in February. No, Miguel, you joke me. No, amigo. Consuela on reception has just told me. We go to the Oficina de Emploi in Alicante tomorrow. We go now. I cannot stand another hour with the crazy Inglese. Bubble. Thank you. The next one is a serious poem which I wrote after gazing up at the night sky with a full moon just after a storm. So it inspired me. I got my pen out, started writing, and then my imagination kicked in, and it ended up as this one, The Veil of the Night. A strange wind blew through the evening sky as a bank of clouds trundled slowly by, like a dark mountain range against a celestial sea, illuminated by the moon's ghostly beam. The clouds they moved, the shapes they changed, as the sky continued to be rearranged into islands floating on a navy blue ocean, as the moon was hidden by this heavenly motion. The sky was dimmed by this drifting shroud, with the lace-like patterns of the thinning clouds, but as the moonlight was lost to the dark of the night, the stars then emerged with the heavenly light. They sparkled and shone in the heavens above. They filled me with wonder, thoughts of romance and love. The constellations of Orion, the Plough and the Birds, studied by scholars for thousands of years. As I gazed to the east, I saw a dim spreading light. It grew on the horizon, a dim orange, then bright. An eerie glow followed with the sun's probing rays, like things of light, gently lifting the veil. The heat from the rays made the insects awake. The small birds did sing as a new dawn did break. The rise of the sun brought the heat and the light, as o'er to the west sank the veil of the night. Thank you. This one is called The Mill Began. I was thinking about cotton mills, looking at an old mill and the exploitation which was there from start to finish. And I decided to try writing in a different sort of form, a different rhythm. And it ended up like this. The mill began with stone that was hewn from Mother Earth, with wood that was harvested from a virgin forest, an edifice in which to house its slaves. The mill's power was gained by harnessing the mountain stream as it gushed into the valley, via the wheel, the open sluice gate, and the grinding and meshing of gears. The production was gained by wondrous machines designed and built by man. The goal, mass production, mass profit throughout the land, for the greedy few. The cotton was gained on the backs of African slaves, dragged from their homes who in plantations were cruelly abused, whipped and chained, classed as mere livestock. The cotton was brought to the mill, by ship, by barge, by pack animal, by wagon, to be scutched, carded and spun, as the fibres fill the air in its dimly lit cavern. The productivity was gained by the young and old operatives, all within danger's way, facing poverty, disease, deformity, injury and death, giving their health for scant reward. The mill was now complete. Thank you, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Ken wrote the last piece after one of our Secret Writers workshops, so I'm really happy to see it come to fruition. It is, of course, Remembrance Sunday. Our final writer tonight is Josie Byrne, writing from the perspective of those left at home in World War II in this bittersweet, humorous piece. I'm so happy Josie asked me to help out and have a bit of fun with the acting in it, and I hope it inspires you at home to write your own script.
My name is Josie Byrne and I have been an active member of Sunshine Writers for approximately 2 years now. I am also the artistic coordinator and writer of On the Go Theatre Company. The piece that I am going to do is taken from a play that was written 4 years ago to celebrate, if that's the right word, or to commemorate the First World War. And it was written, the play was called Words of War, and it was written at the request of West Horton History Society, and it was performed in West Horton High School along with Wingate's Band and the Horton Weavers. These two characters were very strong characters in the play, Kitty and Dolly. So I've taken these two characters and I've put Kitty after the war, waiting for her boyfriend on Wigan Station to come back from the war. So the piece is called Kitty. The year is 1917. It is December and the First World War has ended and the men are coming home. Kitty is waiting on the platform of Wigan Station for her boyfriend Billy to come home from the war. Scene 1. The play opens with Kitty stood on a station platform. Oh, it's so cold at Wigan Station. Wigan Station in December is not a good place to be. She walks up and down, wrapping her arms around herself. The wind is whistling through the station and whistling through my bones. Oh, where is Dolly? She said she'd be here by 11:15, and it's gone past already. She's always late. Oh, I wish that she would hurry up. Oh, here she is.
Sorry, Kitty, so sorry I'm late. Well, I bumped into Jessie from number 12. Well, you know how she can talk. She was telling me about... What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Why?
You look worried.
Oh, I am, Dolly. I'm so nervous about seeing Billy again. I've hardly seen him in 4 years. How do you feel about seeing Len again after all this time?
I can't wait. Can't wait to see him and throw my arms around him. Can't wait to get him home and squeeze the breath out of him. You saw Billy when he come home on leave, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I did, but not for long. His precious mother grabbed him all the time. She wouldn't let him out much on his own, especially when she knew he was meeting me.
Oh, Kitty, she doesn't like you very much, does she?
No, she doesn't. She blames me for their Billy joining up. Me, not Germany for starting the bloody war, but me. In her eyes, the war was all my fault.
Well, I can't say that I blame her. You shouldn't have given Billy that white feather. It were a daft thing to do. But you are so daft sometimes, Kitty Lane. You're as daft as a brush at school, and you still are. Why on earth did you think that it was a good idea?
Well, I've been reading in paper about how lasses were giving their boyfriends white feathers if they hadn't joined up, so I thought that I would give Billy one. And I also thought, if they can do it in London, well, I can do it in Wigan.
Oh, I remember you giving it to him, Kitty. I was in the pie shop when you gave it to him. I felt so sorry for him, the look on his face. He didn't know what had hit him.
I know, I felt so sorry for him. I didn't expect him to react like that. I wanted to snatch it back and say, I'm sorry, Billy, but I couldn't. And he just stood there looking so upset. It were a big mistake, that, Dolly.
You're telling me it was. He joined up a week later. Everyone was so shocked. He was only 17. I heard that he told lies and told them that he were 19. No wonder his mother doesn't like you, Kitty.
Well, I don't like her. I saw Billy in fish shop a few days later and I said, I'm so sorry, Billy. I shouldn't have done that. Please say that's not why you've joined up.
What did he say?
Oh, he just laughed and said he would have joined up anyway. He's been writing to me, you know, Dolly. Only don't tell his mother. She'll go mad if she finds out. He's been sending me lovely letters from France, telling me what's going on over there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did you write back? Writing was never your strong point at school.
Not so much me, more him really. Well, not much happening in Wigan, is there now? Lads are all away fighting. Note to tell him. He used to write and tell me, Dolly, that he was sat under a cherry tree in the hot sun in France, writing away, thinking of me. It sounded so romantic. I asked him to get me some makeup, you know.
You asked him what? You are joking, aren't you? Makeup? When he's fighting a war? God, you're dafter than I thought, Kitty. Why on earth did you do that?
Because you can't get it here anymore and I'd run out. So I thought, when he had time, like on his days off, he could get me some French makeup. It's supposed to be better than ours. I hope he's got me some.
Don't you dare ask him that when he gets off that train. Do you hear me, Kitty, you daft beggar?
Of course, I won't. I'm not that daft. I'll wait a while before I ask him. Oh, Dolly, I'm going to have to pluck up courage to tell him that I don't want to see him anymore.
What? Why? Well, you can't do it right away, can you? You can't be so cruel. You'll have to wait a few months till he gets settled like, then tell him.
I can't wait that long. 2 months is a long time.
No, it isn't, Kitty. Not after what he's been through. Just bide your time and wait until the time is right. Hey, you've not met someone else, have you? I hope not. Billy's so lovely and handsome.
No, I haven't. I know that he's lovely, Dolly. He's got lovely eyes. Did you know that they're odd? One green and one blue, and they really shine. It's just that I know he's not the one for me anymore. I've changed, Dolly, since the war started. I feel like I've grown up.
Well, I'm not seeing much signs of that.
Don't you wonder what they will be like, Dolly?
Who? What do you mean?
Billy and Len when they come home. Well, they've been away so long, haven't they? And 4 years is a long time. And I know that I have changed. So They must have changed as well, mustn't they? Wigan is not the same place that they left it, is it?
No, you're right, Kitty. Things have changed a lot in 4 years, especially for us women. It's changed the men as well, though, Kitty. Jenny Bradshaw's husband has never been the same since he came back, she was telling me. He wakes up in the night screaming with his hands over his ears. They call it shell shock. She says that he can't make a decision about anything, walks about in a trance all day. Doctors give him some tablets, but they're not making any difference.
I've seen him. I said hello to him the other day, but he just walked right past me. I hope Billy's not like that. I don't know how I would cope if he was.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we, Kitty? No use crossing our bridges before we come to him, is it? Oh, here comes Billy's mother.
What? I can't see you. Are you pulling my leg, Dolly?
No, quick! Aye, she's coming this way.
Thank goodness she didn't see us. She would have gone for me, you know.
She'll see you right enough when Billy gets off train, though, won't she?
I'll face that when I come to it. Have you heard them rumours, Dolly?
What rumour is that, Kitty? So many flying about. There's even rumours about rumours. I don't listen to them anymore.
Well, the saying that all women will have to give up work when men come back. They say men will want the jobs back and it's only fair. What will happen to us women then? I don't want to go back mopping floors for posh folk. I've got used to this money now and I don't want to step back.
Don't think that we'll have much say in matter, do you, Kitty? They'll do what they want. I know what you mean, though. We women have worked hard these past 4 years doing men's jobs.
I know, we've done everything that a man has done. And what's more, we've done it well.
Talking about rumours, though, Kitty, I've heard a few about you.
What? Me? What sort of rumours?
Don't know if I should tell you or not.
You better. Go on, tell me.
Have you been messing about with them German soldiers, Kitty?
What do you mean, messing about? Who's been telling lies about me?
I'm not telling you that. Just that there's been rumours that you have been seen talking to one of them on a few occasions.
I have? There's no crime in that, is there? I was just chatting to them when they were on the way to work in fields.
What did you chat about then? They can't speak English, can they?
One can. Not very well, but he manages. I just pass the time of day with him, that's all.
Just be careful, Kitty. You know how people feel about them being prisoners of war, don't you?
The sound of a train approaching in the station. Kitty and Dolly look up the platform excitingly, straining to see. Oh, train's here at last, thank goodness. I'm froze at marrow, I can't feel my feet. Hundreds of soldiers get off the train. Their loved ones throw their arms around them.
Look at them all, Kitty, hundreds of them, all dressed in khaki. They all look the same, don't they? I can't see Len yet.
She looks up the station platform. They see a soldier hobbling on crutches. Oh my God, who is that, Dolly? That poor soldier, he can hardly walk. He's on crutches and his friends are helping him. Oh, he looks so ill.
Oh, why, it's Arthur Smith. I sat next to him at school. God, he looks awful. Oh, his eyes are sunken into his face. Oh, the poor lamb. His mother's got her arms round him and she's crying.
No wonder. All of a sudden, Dolly spots Len. She screams and runs to greet him. Ah, she's seen Len. He looks all right. He's a survivor though, is Len. Take more than a war to break him. They've been together since school. Kitty waves at Len. One down, one to go. Oh, I wish Billy would hurry up. Where is he? God, there's his mother. What's she doing? Why is she throwing her arms round that soldier? She should be looking out for their Billy. That poor boy. Half his face is missing. How cruel. I want to cry. The poor, poor lamb. The other half of his face is a tin mask. I've read about this. This is what doctors have been doing when lads' faces have got blown off, putting a tin mask on the part that's been blown off. Why is she hugging him and crying? They're coming towards me now. I need to get out of the way. Hang on a minute. Who is it? They're face to face with me now, and he's trying to speak, but saliva's dribbling down his chin. And then I see it. The one blue eye with a tear that is refusing to fall. And I realise who it is. I think that I'm going to faint. Lee Station is spinning round and round, and the wind is whistling louder and louder in my ears as I realise that it's Billy Eckersley. Oh, poor, poor Billy. His lovely face, half of it gone, blown away. I try to speak, but no words will come. Oh, dear God. What am I going to do now?
Thank you, Josie. I hope you've all enjoyed this evening. Take care of yourselves, and if you're feeling bored, it might be worth taking a break from everything and delving into your own imagination and writing. I don't know if you can see my t-shirt. It says that something about serial killers on it. It's quite cathartic to think, to take your frustrations out in the actions of a serial killer. In writing, not real life. Okay, so that's a final thank you to this month's writers. Check out in the comments for links to Ray's books, and a huge thank you to Ray Douglas, Sue Lewis, Ken Scally and Josie Byrne. See you next month.
If you've enjoyed watching the Old Courts Live and you'd like to make a donation to support the work we do, please head over to www.theoldcourts.com/donate. This year's been incredibly difficult for most arts organisations, and we're no different. But with a huge effort and support from you and from our funders, we've managed to secure our organisation and the jobs of every staff member. We've also provided 343 artists with paid work for the Old Courts Live. And our volunteers have delivered over 700 food parcels and made 600 calls to isolated local residents. But the battle isn't over yet. We're currently closed to the public with zero income, and we don't know how long this closure is going to last. If you can help by making a donation, then you're helping to secure your arts centre. We're hoping to be around for a long